The year is 1814, and Napoleon's empire is on the brink of collapse. His small but elite outnumbered army is now ready to mobilize at Montereau here as it now faces off against Schwarzenberg's rear guard. About 30,000 French troops are prepared to take on 15,000 Austrians and Wittenberg troops as Napoleon and his guard and his loyal veterans go into battle for one more fight. What's up, guys, and welcome back. We're here with some more NTW 3 battles for you here today. Again, we have another historical battle for you on the menu. I'm looking forward to seeing this one in action, and it is a really close one. Let's get a map up, by the way, so we can see what's going on. But yeah, this one comes down to the wire. If you haven't seen this battle on the stream, I won't spoil it, but it was on the stream a couple of weeks ago, and my god, it's one of the closest NTW 3 battles we've done in a long time. It's a battle I wanted to do for ages as well. We've tried multiple times to try and get this battle done over the years, because since this unique map has come out, so this is like a 2-year-old scenario. We've had multiple crashes on it, but we finally got an incredible battle. I don't think we'll ever get a better battle on this map for like this scenario, or maybe never get a better NTW3 battle than this one. We've had some pretty close ones, like the Battle of Chateaux, which is an 1806 historical battle we did. Came down to the wire. This one was pretty damn similar, to be honest. But yeah, we have some very fun courses today. 1814, weirdly enough, is one of my favorite periods for cores. I know some people hate it. I like it. I really do. I also just like that France has got his, like, its back to the wall. Napoleon with his back to the wall. You know, his back to his best as well as a general. And win some really good battles in a very small amount of time. And we've got MacDonald here as one of the core commanders. We have Montereau, who is leading the guard here, so we've got plenty of them. I was playing as the guard. We've got the Grognards, the Immortal, the old Grumblers. We've got plenty of chaff in there. We've got lots of Chasseurs of the guard, middle guard as well. And of course, we have Le Doux, the mounted grenadiers. They're going to be doing good stuff over there. We've got Ney on the left flank here with all the young guard. So these are like the Emperor's children. What were they called? Like the children of the Empire, I think is like what the young guard's like nickname is, or something like that. And then way off on the other flank over there, we have Victor, a 10-point as well. We have then 2 Bianchis, which are 9 points, and then 2 Schwarzenbergs, which are 10 points or 11 points, one or the other. But it's even points all in all. For the Allies and for the Imperials. And yeah, the objectives for today's game are to take Le Grand Parousse, which is what Victor is now moving on. St. Nicholas and Montereau itself are the objectives. So anything else can be leveled to the ground, but those 3 LOCs need to stay intact, otherwise they stay in the hands of whoever had them last. And there you go, the first engagement is underway, and we have Chevaliers fighting Chasseurs Cheval. And yeah, there you go. Looks like the Chasseurs Cheval have lost. They're also going to take out all those Chevaliers as well. And that's a pretty good start there for the cavalry of the Austrians. It's mostly the Austrians in this battle, but also we do have some Wittenberg troops. They are being led by the Prince of Wittenberg at this time, who is Friedrich Wilhelm Karl, or William I, he's just known as. But he is the commander. We do have some Wittenberg troops actually represented. They don't have an army itself, but this Schwarzenberg army does have Wittenberg troops inside it, and here's them. Glorious, as always. But yeah. If you guys are enjoying the NTW3 battles and historical battles, you have seemed to be responding really well to them. We have done a lot of revolutionary ones recently, but I thought we'd do a battle at the other end of sort of like the conflict. And we've got a late period one. But you guys have been really enjoying it. I've been loving the support in the comments, your analysis of that you guys have been putting in yourself. It's been brilliant to read, and keep it coming. But yeah, if you want to see more and you haven't already subscribed, we are so close to 14k subs. If you haven't already subscribed, then please do so. We are really helps out the channel, and feel free as well to like as well with all that shenanigans. We do have some big boy, like French cavalry units back here. We've got 114-man Dragoon, La Police Générale. Provisional Dragoon here, 122-man unit. That's a 60-man unit. It's pretty big, to be fair, for a French Dragoon. The Royal Allemande 106 there. Like, they got some big dragoon units here as well. So the French cav supposedly in short supply at this point, because and it always has been since the Russian campaign. Big boy units here, and I mean Ledoux's like 144 as well. So they might have not lots of French cav units, but the ones they have are packing in size. But it's not, as they always famously say, it's not you know, size that does not matter. It's how you use it. I'll let you be the judge of that. We'll find out in today's game. But yeah, Victor over here makes some progress. He's facing a lot of setbacks as infantry's been forced back into the red lines. That might rout, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised. Guns as well. Now got a clear line of sight. They're able to do some of the tirailleurs. Look like they've returned as well after their quick brush with death against the Austrian cavalry. We've got a... What's this? Oh, this is the other tirailleurs just been focused down and routed. Okay. I was wondering what was happening over here. How's helped reveal all this Austrian infantry here? Handy. Something they can do, you know, with death is just reveal positions of enemy troops. We've got French cav in this forest. We've got something in this forest. Oh, it's Chasseurs, Cheval. Yeah, they are in here. They're not going to jump out. Are they still hidden? Nope, they are not. They're just going to get jumped here by Chevaliers. I think these are. I don't think they're dragoons. I think they are Chevaliers. There you go. Should be an easy win there for the Austrians. Surprising just kind of let that happen. That's a very, very important French cavalry unit gone. We're going to see French cav here. Go for a charge. Arguably a unit. No, he's not going for a charge or anything. Thought maybe it was going to be a unit cross or something. No, he did not in the end. Just kind of pulled it forward, guarding his guns. Smart play, that is for sure there. All going on the right-hand side. Very slow in the center and the left right now for the French. I had a one plan only. That was the link it with Ney. And we were going to try and go for this building here and then go down that Austrian line. That was my aim here. Just to keep doing that and to do it well, to be honest. And that's all we are, as Mortier, that is kind of what I was planning to do. Ney at the same time just has to kind of just stand in front of his infantry line and just start shooting it. Right now he has probably the troops as well to outnumber the Austrians here, just kind of just swarm them. He's got loads of troops here. He's swarming these Austrians. And at the same time, MacDonald just needs to pin down the troops around St. Nicholas here. This is St. Nicholas itself. So he just needs to hold that. Actually, I don't even think that is St. Nicholas. That's a different LOC. That's Chateaux de Serville. Actually, you can level that one if you want to. This is St. Nicholas over here. And then this is obviously Montereau, the town that they need to take or retake. This is sovereign French land. This is the Emperor's land. It cannot be afforded to be lost. But yeah, if you ever want to get involved in any sort of the streams or just any your own NTW3 replays or any Total War replay, the best place to get involved in these sort of historical battles that we do is to join my Discord. The link, as always, is down below in the description. And just join. There's a waiting room VC to join. Usually there's an announcement. We always do streams and historical battles on Monday nights, like at 8 o'clock on British time. And we usually try and get a historical battle done, and usually a custom as well in the same session, depending on obviously player numbers and just how length of game and how many crashes and stuff. But there's a few variables, but they're the most important ones. And yeah, everyone's of course as always welcome. We take newer players and veterans are all welcome. Got Leguer moving over here. I've tried to bring as much decent chaff as possible. So Leguer, maybe to try and help duel with fighting some of these Austrians and these Wettenbergers. This is Bianchi here, which is the 9 point, but we are now starting to see, as you can see, a different flag, different emblem. This is Schwarzenberg here. This is Wettenberg, so like half and half Austrian flag. So yeah, so he is starting to arrive. So it looks like they are going to outpoint this flank at a moment, I believe. Yeah, Ney's an 8, so he's weaker than technically any of the factions here. Like I said, the plan is just to get into that building and do what damage you can. We're going to send in the light infantry first, and then I think my grenadiers are going to go in next. Test was to see what was in there. It's actually Austrian grenadiers, so yeah, I doubt this 113th line is going to take that building, but they'll give it a good damn try. Victor right now looks as well like he's managing to get himself closer to La Grande Police over here, and he's going to try and claim that. I've got a big gun battery setting up over it. Look at all these guns he's got. So many 6-pounders ready to go. I mean, you could knock that building down a bit before he takes it. put it to about 50%, give himself a good chance. Problem is over here on this flank, we're actually lacking guns. I have brought no guns because old guard guns cost a arm and a leg. And it seems the same for my comrade in arms here. He didn't decide to bring any guns. Definitely feel like that was a mistake. There's some decent guns, I feel like, as the young guard I would have probably brought. But yeah, that's unfortunate. We could have done with some guns, like just to help with a bit of a punch. And right now, I mean, the Austrians don't have any here themselves. They are now forming some up. Though, bringing some. The Bianchi didn't have any. At least as far as I'm aware. Cav over here, just trying to be a pain. It looks like they've activated the Saracens. But the Royal Allemand getting ready to find a gap in the line. We've got something orange lining. Oh, the Tuscans. I think they're actually might take the building, you know. You never know. I'm shifting. Yeah, Ledoux's over here. I've shifted him onto this flank because of just how much cavalry was also going over here. But look at the amount of infantry now appearing. This is going to be a problem. We're going to see. Looks like the second Eclairs is going to go for something here. This has moved very quickly. Looks like it was going to go for a charge. Don't think it is now. And there you go. The Tuscans have failed to take that building. And now it's going to be someone else's job. I think I'm about to send in the Fusilier Grenadiers to go into battle. They're going to try and give it a go. And they should take it. Middle guard should be enough to beat back some weakened Grenadiers. These are also a French Grenadier. These are Marines. So they've been taken off their ships. And they've been given their silly top hats and told to go into battle on land. Probably like wobbling around going, oh, this is a bit weird. Being on solid ground rather than being on a ship. But yeah, they are actually Grenadiers. So they are going to go in and do some work. And here goes some other Grenadiers. The creme de la creme of the French army. Well, not quite. It's the second E of the old guard. Not the first company or battalion. Not the grognards. But these are still going to be more than enough to get through these Austrians. Their skins going in. But yeah, this is a gap in the line. It's pretty good to go through. Go into this town. Get into this complex here. And I've done the same over here as well with this one. Young guard charging from one side, combining with the old, and now we go down the line. And that is the play here. And we're going to use our Austrians to sort of like this cover. What is this back here? Grenadiers. It's going to be a tough fight here for the French, but they are more than capable of winning this. More Grenadiers over here. I think these are more Austrians. More young guard coming forward. They just need to get, you know, some good side shots and do well. But yeah, brilliant charge here by the Royal Allemand going in. In go the Invincibles. And we are sort of getting through. There you go. It's looking not too shabby at all. We've got more men coming forward here as well. Building captured, and that entire Austrian line has shattered. And the Royal Allemand now gets stuck in against the Hussars. Need to get our infantry just to stop and shoot, really, rather than actually keep piling in. This is kind of a bit blobby here. Here go the Invincibles, still going strong. They're fighting against some Grenadiers, and they've proven they're not that invincible. And the French, by the way, the middle guard did take the building as we spoke. Still fighting Grenadiers there. The young guard's holding its own there, though. We're beating back. I think we've beaten back more Grenadiers. Yeah, the Cav, I think, getting mixed in here has not helped the situation. I think some of my Legere broke in. They didn't need to really break, basically. I ideally could have done with Ledoux right now, actually, here, because this would have been a massive help. There are cuirasses, though, back here for the Austrians. They might get mobilized. We'll see. Over on the other flank, Victor is pressing on. He's doing a pretty good job. He's going to send up his Cav. His Dragoons going in as he tries to save his infantry, which is getting charged by Austrian cavalry. Chevaliers going in. And there you go. He's chasing up that Austrian cavalry. Should deal with that. Whether he'll follow it up anymore, I do not know. He's getting ready, though, with all of his Grenadiers, though, to go in. Those Marines getting ready for that house charge. We'll see what happens there. But the push is continuing over here. The guard is going strong. We're going to give it a lag. And there you go. We are back. I don't know whether it's a cav unit or something going near a building. That might be why we had lag. I'm really not sure. But we've got more boys going in. We've actually got the grognards going in now. Just the big boys being sent in. They're already pretty battered, though. 96. 80. Yeah, I think they did get charged by Cav a little bit, but they should still have enough to overcome these Austrians. Okay, in goes more cavalry towards the end. Loads of these units here, just kind of like, I think some of them square, some of them didn't. I think I just kind of like, I was moving forward. I did not expect him to kind of push with this, but it's a good idea actually. It slowed my advance down. And in goes the Ledoux over here as well. I think you've got it. No, this isn't the Ledoux. This is Le Eclair. He's taking out his guns. It's not bad though. The Ledoux is getting ready to go in though. He is parked back here. Another cuirassier, I think, here as well, by the way. Maybe not that. Is that a cuirassier? Yeah, it is. Another cuirassier parked back there. The Grognards have won their fight. Now, if they can continue on, or should they? They probably need to actually retreat. They're exhausted. Don't want to overcommit. Again, someone else go and buy a building that I don't think it belongs by a building. I don't know where it is. Possibly is over here by this French cab fight over here. Maybe. Provisional cuirassier is going in here. Smash through the lines. Very nice. And it looks like, yeah, more French cab going in over here as well. Provisional Chevalier Lancers. They're battling away in here in the undergrowth with some hussars. They have smashed their way through. Very, very nice. And the building is now being pushed hard. And in go the boys. Fighting more grenadiers. Very, very nice. And here goes Ledoux. Ledoux has gone in over on this side here. He's got through some infantry. You could go for the guns, which is probably the next best option. He's got squares left and right. And the cav unit here, which is having to pull through infantry to get to my Ledoux here. Pretty horrendous pull through. Just kind of knocked down his own unit. Here come up some young guard. They just need to charge in. Charge these squares. Shoot and charge. You do not need to do much more than that. Like, blast these units, and then you just like annihilate the cuirassiers. Same on this side here. Just push. Just push the squares. There is like so little here. If we manage to win this this fight, and Ledoux still in good condition, we win this fight. But yeah, they just need to push here. These are young guards. The Grenadiers still going strong, by the way, the second D. The original one's been sent in. They are still meleeing in here. They're losing slightly, but only slightly. In go the Grognards. They probably shouldn't have gone in. They're absolutely exhausted. I think I must have not realized these guys are exhausted. Being focused down. Should not have been sent in. Pushing harder than I should have, really. Is that a second cav? Oh, he's just shooting the back of my... Oh my gosh, he's shooting the back of my Ledoux. I didn't realize how serious that was. Again, a bit of lag. Don't know why we're getting that. Again, it might be just something that should be going to a building. That's what I'm concerned about. A bit of a line fight going on over here. Failed attempt so far to take the building. This is the Royal Avignon that failed. Marines all still pretty much intact. Cavs still looking okay as well. Still good to see we got a heavy cav over there, cuirassier. We still got a lot of the big boy McDonald cav units as well. Whether they can commit, I don't know. They kind of beat. I wonder whether they could, you know, throw them in. We could make a gap over it. It's a bit of a mess, but there you go. Ledoux is broken. I actually see a counter charge here. I don't think he's gonna swear. I don't know. Fire into those infantry. I don't know what it. Oh, it's that cavalry. But yeah, he's like nearly broken through this line. There's so little left. This I would just ignore. There's no need to fight it. But the center here, he's like nearly through. We could have like just swung in and supported my poor Grognards who are still fighting hard, and the Grenadiers. They're still down here doing absolute God's work, and they're finally breaking. I think that's both of them gone. It took like multiple Grenadier units to stop them, but they've finally been stopped. Cuirassier here has been stopped as well by a square. The chasseurs of the guard are still a pretty mean task to fight. They're taking on Grenadiers. They're going to need a little bit of help, I think. They certainly don't need shooting in the back. Can they get a side shot here? I don't know. Back over on this side here. Got another battle for the town taking place. It looks like the French came out on top on that one. Got routing Austrian Grenadiers. And the line of the Bouillon doing their bit. We have got, I think they've got Grenadiers in there. Yeah, Marines I think have gone in. They are fighting in that building somewhere. And they're trying to pour more stuff in. I don't know what they're pouring in though. It looks like light infantry. There you go. The building's been taken. That is the first objective in the hands of the French. But at quite a cost. At quite a cost indeed. They've still got a general and some guns and a little bit of infantry alive. But this Schwarzenberg, well, actually a bit more than I thought when it came to infantry. But yeah, this Schwarzenberg player is pretty much out of the game. Victor has done the job. Has managed to take it, and he now needs to get over here and support his allies if he can. If he can come down this road, he can just kind of like slam into the side of Bianchi here, support MacDonald, and that might be the best they have to do. Ney is now falling back quite considerably here. I am pretty much out. I made my push. I failed to get through. I think maybe partly, I would say, could have done a better job at supporting Ledoux over here. Yeah, I think also just sort of like exhaust the troops here. Maybe I should have not used Ledoux over there and used them to support my own push. Now looking back on it, I think maybe what I should have done, and just kind of let Ney just kind of stand in front of these Austrians, because I mean these Austrians, this is outpointing Ney here, and to be fair, it's not a bad thing, because Ney's doing a good job. He has the mass, he's distracting them right now, and since he took out their guns, they don't really have anything like that great to sort of, you know, like to fight back against them. They're like a shooting army. You've got lots of these Wettenbergers here, as you can see. These are like the elites, I think. But these aren't Wettenbergers, they're just basic Austrians. They're not bad either, but yeah, the Wettenbergers, they're the decent guys, along with the Grenadiers of Austria. They're going to be the ones that are going to do the damage. So yeah, they'll want to shoot against Ney, which Ney can manage for a little while. But yeah, I think I should have used my Ledoux on my side, potentially. Try to find a way through. Hard to say really. We're doing a good job here. MacDonald now pushing forward. He is mowing down these Austrians here. Got a lot of good Legare units here. The Infants of Paris, the Impetus, the Normandy, they're all very good units. They are absolutely annihilating these poor Austrians. Victor's still over here. He's not finished his job, but I think he's starting to send a little bit. Or maybe I think he's going to get the call in a minute to start sending stuff. I remember. But yeah, here we go. French going in. Bayonets twirling. Vive l'Empereur is being cried out. And there comes Austrian Cav. That just kind of swung it. That was neatly done there. That might actually just save the push here. Yeah, Victor's infantry is kind of poorly guarded there. French not stopping that, but they look like they're going to sacrifice their infantry and they're going to go for the gen here. I think with the Chevalier Lancer, he's dismounting. Bit of a risk, and he should be got. I think. We'll see. He's red linings that Cav. The general actually might be safe. Whether dismounting him gives him a better chance because the Cav unit is actually like the horses are an obstacle. I don't know. Maybe. Lucky. A provisional Lancelot. There you go, he got it, and that should be game, I would have thought, now for this Schwarzenberg army. Victor here should be able to mop these last final troops up. You'd have hoped so. And the gun, I think, is not quite routed, but it looks like it's close to it. There's Austrian units over here that are just not doing anything, whether they just got forgotten about, or whether he's guarding just the flank, making sure they can't cross there. Don't know. Here come the French. They're sending in provision goons. I think pathfinding has kind of screwed them here. I think he's going to go for it, though. He is. He's bold. I don't know if this is the wisest of ideas. His Cav has not got any sort of impetus when it came to a charge there. He should really get his guys out. I think that was the lag spikes because of the dragoons going near the building. NTW3 really doesn't like that when that happens. Cav here has just gone straight between the two French armies. I didn't realize that MacDonald had kind of fallen back. Well, he hasn't fallen back. His guard routed. Kind of leaving my troops in a bit of a bad situation. I've got one chasseur guard left. The rest of my troops are pretty much chaff. Apart from the Fusilier Grenadier in the building. They'll hold for a while. I think the plan was to put my gen in there as well to keep them safe. And this isn't even an LOC that I've taken. This is just like a springboard point. That was the aim anyway. But yeah, instead, it's kind of been where my armies just ended up dying here. I don't know. It's hard to say. We'll have a look at the end of the game, and you'll have to see how effective I were. I killed a lot. I feel like for the amount of time I was in the game, because I'm pretty much out. This game's got a long way still to go, as you might be able to tell from the length of the video. I killed a lot. I feel like the small amount of time I was in the game, I did quite well. I actually quite enjoy that Mortier core. I enjoy going into melee with that. I quite like having the small amount of troops and just having a small amount of elite troops and just being really good. You do have some chaff as well, just to sort of always use that as sort of like, you know, absorbing the hits. Your more elite troops, but yeah, I do enjoy it. That's why I love doing NTW 3 1814 scenarios. I get to use it. It's probably up there with like Eugene, 11-point Eugene, I think it is, for 1809 as well. Oh, another one of my favorite cores to use, but for different reasons. I like using that one because you've just got so many good shooters. And as the French, don't often get that. And there you go. Actually, this Schwarzenberg's going to get troops out of here. Victor here is letting him kind of get away by the looks of it. Not the end of the world. He holds the building. He doesn't necessarily have to push on and finish off his opponent. He's letting his opponent escape, live to fight another day. And he's actually now going to the march to the aid of his allies, which is not a bad idea. This gun, though, is maybe a little bit open. 6-pounder. Cuirassiers are nearby. They're active. Looks like this might be a Dragoon. It's a pretty big unit. Could be a Dragoon. Some of the Dragoons and Chevaliers, when they're both in white, look very similar. I think this might be a Dragoon for the Austrians here. That was looking like it was going to go for the gun. The Cuirassiers here now shifting, trying to guard that. MacDonald's fallen back after sort of dueling around the trees in the buildings here. I think he's waiting to see whether Victor can break through. And actually he's letting Bianchi here come onto him. And Bianchi and him are even points. But he's absolutely shredding infantry here. These 12-pounders absolutely blasting way through the infantry. And over here, Schwarzenberg's not giving up yet. Victor is still keeping himself... still keeping Victor busy over here. Victor at the moment doesn't like to be able to send more than some guns and cuirassiers, which is not ideal. Infantry is kind of what they need to guard said guns and support the cuirassiers. Here we go. Charge going to come straight down the road, though. That's easily telegraphed here from the Austrians. Going to go straight to these 12-pounders. Hopefully the Dragoons are paying attention. They're going to just counter that, but maybe not. The Gen is right by the guns as well. MacDonald needs to be careful. Cav. He's going to get the guns. Bit of low micro there from the MacDonald player. And there you go. That's been taken out. 12-pounders gone. It's a bit of a shame because they were parked right in front of that town hall. Kept leveling that if they wanted to. And they also were supporting the infantry fight. But the Austrians now look like they are not winning, but certainly turning in their favour. Oh, and Austria here nearly got in the back. Kind of missed a little bit of that. Because with the bait of the guns and the protection there, the Dragoons have just about saved their general. MacDonald nearly getting slain there by a very sneaky Austrian hussar that was just in the forest over here. Made a dart for the Gen. Didn't quite get him, but nearly did. That is for sure. That was very, very lucky there for the French, because MacDonald has the healthiest core left. They cannot afford to lose him. Over here, I am still causing a nuisance. Chateaux. Battling away. These are the good ones at first. They're the bigger ones as well. My infantry here is being a pain as well, trying to do as much damage as possible. Ideally, I think we needed a general kill, I think, to also try and break through. There generally didn't seem like there was much more we could do than that. Austria making a strike over here. He's going to pull out a melee against the infantry here, and he's going to go in and get the guns. A little bit scummy. I don't know if it's necessary a rule break. I really don't know. Because you can pull out of infantry with cavalry, absolutely. It's not like you're not infantry pulling out against other infantry. And he went out and went in for another target. I don't think that's a problem. He got the gun though, which is is obviously devastation. He's gonna now go for the Gen. Might have pulled through the infantry that was in melee with him. I'm not sure that one. Yeah. But anyway, he routed. It could have been even more disastrous there, Victor. He's got a reasonable amount of troops left. And now in goes the cav of the Austrians here. They're going in for the cuirassiers. I think this is a fight that the cuirassiers can win though. A lot of Austrian cav here. It's been committed. They thought, I think, they were going to get an easy follow-up here. They have not. They're going to try and retreat their cav. He's one of them. What is this other unit? Is this a cuirassier? It is. If France can quickly get some infantry up and get some side shots here, they could turn this into a pretty easy fight. They are provisional provisional cuirassiers at the end of the day. They're not like the professional ones of like 1806 and 1809 or even 1812. What's 1812? 1812. A decent charge, side charge in there. If the French can get a volley off here, then they can probably rout this unit. That might impact the other one. Schwarzenberg now coming as well to try and support this. He's trying to hit Victor as he down the road. There goes one of the Austrian units, the weaker of the two. Hasn't really influenced the fight against the cuirassiers. They're still locked head on head, and there you go. Austria bulks first. He's orange lining. France is now red lining though. A volley here from the Marines might make the difference. They look like they're going to be hitting more of their own French troops as they try that angle. Here comes the Provisional Dragoons, 80-man unit, still pretty healthy. I think there's another one knocking about somewhere, but I'm not sure. There you go, yeah, Austria finally is breaking. You're actually going to see French infantry bayonet charge cavalry. You don't often see that happen, you know, infantry take the offensive against cavalry like that and win it. Here goes the Provisional Dragoons, going to go through the skirms, and it's going to go for the Grenzes behind, I'd imagine. Over here, I'm still valiantly holding on with what is left in that building. I think it is still the Fusilier Grenadiers, and that's all I think I have left now. They might take that unit out with them as well. Absolute champs. Ney is now forced back to this tree line over here against Schwarzenberg, which is, I mean, this is all pretty good in a sense. Victor, I think, there you go, that my general, I think, has just died there. Yeah, he was in that building. And he got routed and he's got focused down as he's retreated. So that might be the curtains for the Fusilier Grenadiers. We're winning that fight for such a long time. But yeah, Victor and MacDonald over here outnumbered these Austrians. Because Ney and myself have drawn a lot of Austrians away to their own little fights. Like, there's only just now these Austrians realizing, oh, we actually don't need near as much as we have here. They're now shifting stuff back to the bigger fight. But the French could still take these guys out piece by piece, and they are routing a lot of Austrians here, as you can see. Look at this, they got them on the run. If this Dragoon was not exhausted, or this Cuirassier, they could have maybe followed that up and probably finished those guys once and for all. Building lost, yep, there is me out of the game. Fusilier Grenadiers are done. The only guard left now are the young guard. They have to prove their worth. In a line fight in the forest, they probably got a decent gun. They've routed some of these Venbergers. Like I said, it's still pretty handy. It's still got cav as well to the Austrians here. I don't know what cav this is. It's a heavy. I don't want that charging into a forest, but still, this could be very useful since the French love their cuirassier as well. And they've got another cav here. A hussar, that might be a bit more useful for maybe going for generals. Yeah, if the French could push hard here against the hussar and then this gun. I mean, the French, like I said, don't even need to go necessarily over there. They just need to go for Saint Nicholas and then Montereau. They don't even need to take this building they're contesting, or even take on the Austrian army. Just send a unit or two, go and occupy these buildings, and then if you can invest themselves in the town, ask the question of the Austrians: can you get us out of it? Line up. This is handy. The Austrians just kind of, I don't know, having issues maybe walking around this building or reorganizing where they want to have some certain troops. Again, someone's not happy for what it is. Maybe it's the map. Honestly, sometimes it might be. We had a few lax issues in the stream, but I don't think that really transcends into the replay. A few silent artillery pieces there. They're canistering, I think. And they're canistering more of their own men than they are probably the French right now. They aren't quite getting canister range, the French. Being a bit optimistic. I mean, where does the French want to go for a charge here? Oh, these are grenadiers. Probably just better off shooting them. They got their backs. to the French. I think most of the rest of the units invested in that building. But the game is certainly not done. France, while it still has men in the field and cavalry that can break through lines like the cuirassiers, there's still a good chance they can win this. They possibly numerically outnumber the Austrians nearly, maybe. Especially with all these Austrians and Wetterbergers all the way over there. They're sending a brave unit forward here. The infants of Paris, basic line infantry, they're going to get sent in. I think they're going to go for the guns here. They're going to go for this infantry unit. I think they're going to go for this infantry unit here, and then onto the guns. We have grenadiers here that could stop them, but they're not going to. And there you go, they brush aside that infantry, and they'll go for the guns. Even if they don't take the guns out, they kind of, got them off the carriages. Got them off the carriages, and that should be enough. And they're actually, breaking other units on the line here as well. And building taken. What have they taken? Oh, they have actually taken this building here. I don't know if they've technically taken all of it, because it's like 3 different sections. Maybe they have. Maybe you don't take it until you take all of, don't get it announced unless you take all 3 bits. But there you go, they've managed to win the fight there. We've got infantry going in against square. I think they were squaring grenadiers, but they're not. Hussars being thrown in. They might repulse this French infantry. There you go, they have. And this is looking really good here. These gunfights are going quite well for the French. They are losing a few of them here, but they are managing to, do the old sort of shoot down the line whilst something also melees. And they do it. If they win the melee fight, it's fortunately the other gunfights to then be lost for the Austrians here. It's gone very well. That was really well done there by the French. Only issue is Schwarzenberg is now arriving with more troops. So just as they sort of feel like they're going, forward 2 steps, they're going back 1. Cuirassier has actually managed to take out the gun there. It's pretty expensive sort of trade. I mean, the Cuirassier is still going strong, but it's now trying to go up against, I think, squareable units. Or, well, I don't think they can square. They tried to square, maybe. Anyway, they got shot on the back there by some of Schwarzenberg's men, and that's the Cuirassiers now out the game. I think France has... Yeah, still has the Provisional Dragoons, 63 of them. I think they're trying something in the around those buildings. I really don't know. Maybe trying to help this infantry fight here, potentially. And there you go. They're sort of through. France winning that engagement there. Really, it needs to just brush aside these forces here and then go into the town. Now, Schwarzenberg's still sort of in the game. The other Schwarzenberg is being harried by Ney. Ney with his 4 infantry units and his gen is managing to hold back a lot more. But yes, we'll see whether they can do that. A lot of infantry just kind of stacked here, and looks like there's not really microing as this Austrian player. But they're just kind of keeping them in reserve. I mean, there is a few Austrians or Wetterbergers here in front of them. Yep, Wetterbergers. The boys in green changed sides. Used to be on Napoleon's side, and are now fighting for the coalition, the damned traitors. Nothing worse than a traitor. The Marines here with their top hats and bloodied bayonets. They've still got a bit of them left to go in the fight. 61 of them. They've got heart and belief. They can win this for the Emperor. And they certainly can. Certainly can. As you just saw there, the effectiveness of a French melee charge, supported by a bit of shooty tooty from the Laguerre, which they still got some these units. Actually, that's not a Laguerre. That's a line infantry, but it's done a decent job, that's for sure. It's definitely been put in this line to support that exact purpose. And Austria going in and amongst the town.
Has fallen to the enemy.
That doesn't benefit them really. They want to stay in the open field to try and use their numbers and trying to get a good clean line of sight. Going into the town means you can kind of melee, you can go navigate buildings quite nicely. Like we've still got some healthy Marines there, 118. 61 not so much, but 118. 130 man line infantry, 106 man line infantry. These guys can melee pretty well, I'd imagine. We'll see how they can do. And 1 Dragoon left. I mean, they're gonna probably need to guard against cuirassiers, but you never know. And the lions of the Young guard over here. They're still in the fight. I've heard no fat lady sing, as the saying goes. Never over till the fat lady starts singing. I don't think the French need to bother investing in this building. Like I said, this is not actually an objective to take. They do hold one, which they've got, I think, just some artillery crew guarding yet. They have this one over here. They should, like I said, try and make a push for these other ones. I mean, this is the next important one to take. St. Nicholas here. This is what they need to go for. And then it's on to the farmhouse here. That is the next one. That's the last one to take, Montereau. Give it their best shot. Got a couple of lines already setting up here. They're going to go straight on the street here and then try and charge for the building. It's probably the best thing to do. Try and be direct. I wouldn't try and hit the masses of Austrians. Just try and be direct. Try and get into the building. If you can get into the building, you can then turn it against the Austrians. The Austrians are forced to try and come back and get it themselves. And over here, Ney just needs to, you know, stay close. His units are all L4s. They probably can outpace most of the Austrians if they wanted to. Maybe not, actually. The Edinburgh troops are probably technically all light infantry, I bet. They can shoot all pretty reasonably well. So they might actually be able to keep up speed with the French or, you know, stay out of range of the French. But anyway, they just need to bother Schwarzenberg over there as much as possible. We've got a bit of a pause again. Whether it is units going in amongst the town, I do not know. I think the cav again going by the building. I think that's what that was. We're going to see a charge here anyway from the French. They're getting their infantry. Like there's unit crossing going on over here. Oh, bold last charge there. I've routed pretty quickly. They're going to go in the square. Just give you better melee defense going in the square, even against infantry. And it is Grenadiers waiting in that building there, as you can see. They're going to try and hold that. They're going to fall back. If they're going to stay in square like this, we were saying just shoot the damn square. Unfortunately, some of the Marines there break of 49 men. I doubt they'll return. That is a shame. It's a very much needed unit. We still have the very, very healthy other one. 3rd E here, 116 men still ready to go in. And then we're going to see a bayonet charge here from the La Bourbon. We're going to form square again. And again, they're going to do that. We'll shoot them in the side. They are redlining though. It might be enough to break them. There you go. We got them. And it's now onto the building. The Marines can go in. I mean, the 56th, they could push past the building and maybe try and get this general if he's not paying attention. Get a volley off or something. Every general kill could be massive at this point. A lot of French infantry just being inactive, but they're also, in a way, being active because they are looking at all these Austrians and just kind of tying them down a little bit. These Austrians now got onto the road. They're going to be a bit speedier than the French. The French here also taking a very weird route. I don't know where he's going, but they're just trying to go around to try and link up with the French. I don't know. He really just needs to come in behind the Austrians and just cause as much havoc as possible. There you go. Looks like a grenadier, bro. What was outside of it? We've got more grenadiers that have been charged. Yeah, I don't know if the French are going to take it this time. There's a lot of stuff being thrown into that building by the Austrians. Marines fighting outside. All their experience of fighting on the decks of ships now paying off. They're slaughtering those Austrians. Being backed by infantry here, and they might take the building by the French. Hard to say. They're going to have to swing in onto the side of the Austrians here. If the French push forward and with the support of the cav, maybe, you know, finish off this Austrian force here as well. I don't know if the Austrian cavalry is still dotted about. It should be somewhere, I think. Curiosity. I can't see it. I think that's why the French are keeping their dragoon alive for now, to avoid any sort of disaster. Oh, and there it is. It's come out of the forest. It literally came through the forest here. It's gone into the side of this unit here. It's squared though, I think. And it has also for its prime has been rear charged by French dragoons. He's going to fall back. And he's going to get chased here by the French infantry and cavalry. We're then going to just engage the infantry here. And we'll see what happens. He got the cuirassier, but I think the dragoon here is going to go as well. It's not looking too bad, and this is actually looking really good here. These lines are starting to break. These French infantry units are much healthier and evidently shooting a lot better as well. Got line infantry here that's going around. I think because I was saying get that line infantry, just get into the house. This is an objective, but there you go. We're taking the house. That is St. Nicholas now in command. It's 2 out of 3 objectives with the French. As it currently stands, the French are doing what they need to do. They might be taking a heck of a lot of losses, but they are currently going about the way of winning this game. Taking these objectives bit by bit. So much French blood has been spilt doing it, and they haven't got much more to spill. They're running out of reserves. But they'll do everything for their Emperor Napoleon. Realize one of them will die for him. Here comes Ney though. Ney is now arriving with his remaining regiments, and he is now causing an issue for the Austrians here. They're now having to fight a 2-front war against what remains of MacDonald and Victor, and then Ney swinging in behind it. This is looking very, very like dicey here. At this stage of the game, you do not want to be fighting a bit of a 2-front war here in NTW3. But either of them have kept hold of their cavalry now as well. That could be devastating if one or the other had it. Oh boy, what a decisive that could be. Not the Legate here blasting into the front of these Austrians, doing a good job there. France has just about managed to hold on to this building. I think they're now just going to invest everything getting around the town here. And here comes the guard. It's a 4-on-1. Just need to gun this unit down as quickly as possible. And then possibly try and deny Schwarzenberg this forest. Try and get in there with their light infantry. Don't know if they got anything in this building yet. That's where they need to get some infantry, really. Yeah, France gives ground. They're going to fall back. I don't know if they needed to. I think with Ney on the way, they should have maybe stood the ground. It's hard to say. Maybe felt like they were going to get swamped. But here comes Ney. He should now. He is forcing back the Schwarzenberg player, but I think that's just because he's maneuvering around him. Now I re-look at 3 of these units. They are tiny. There's only one reasonably sized one here, 94. They can square, but it doesn't matter. There's no cav left that they need to worry about. Also more Vettenbergers? Yeah, they are, I think. They've been forced away. I think they gave it a go, trying to go for the building. They've been forced back by the La Bourbon. There you go, the French. Is he going to melee? Oh, why are we getting lag now? There we go. I'm lagging. I think he was going to give it a go. He just needs to shoot them, I think. Get a volley off, shoot these guys. I don't know if any of these Austrians have lost their generals. I can't even remember. I don't think they have, apart from the one that's knocked out of the game by Victor. But he did have troops left, so whether any of his are still alive, I don't know. Building lost. Town hall. Okay, so they've reinvested out of the Austrians. They don't. That's not the end of the world. They have pushed into the forest here, and they are blasting these Austrians. Oh, the Young Guard. Routed 1, routed 2. Can they get this one here? He's running away. Turning his back, and he's routed as well. Look at that. Young Guard from Ney turning this fight around. The redlining units over here as well. Bianchi is in full retreat. And there you go. Ney needs to move on now. He just needs to get going. Troops here being in the town need to be aggressive. They need to try and catch some of these Austrians. And he's going to go into melee there. He should catch that Austrian unit as well. His boys do melee okay-ish. Certainly at this stage of the game, they will be better stats than most things on the battlefield. And if they can set up now, get a volley in some of these generals, I don't know. They just need to get moving. Just keep moving. They can now squish the Austrians between Ney and what remains of Victor and MacDonald. Ney and MacDonald just need to hold their own in and around the town here. But also need to be ready at the same time to just spring into action, because Ney potentially could get jumped here by the Austrians. If he pushes a bit too hard, he could get jumped. He's going to set up, he's going to have the high ground here. He can shoot down into these Austrians. And now is the time, I feel like, for the French. They can now go. There's literally nothing guarding the back of these troops here. If Ney just stands here and takes these volleys and gets a couple of volleys off himself, and we could potentially see the Bourbon over here. They could push. Can anything else get ready to move? It needs to. That red lining. Oh no, it's going to be close. It is super close at this point. If you win this fight, boys, you deserve to be in the old guard. You deserve it. Turning and facing against Grenzers over here. It's a bit of a light infantry battle. Oh, they're getting battered, but there goes La Bourbon. He's trying to get the general. He's redlining. He's going to help rout that unit there. Nice. He's getting sideshot by more Schwarzenberg infantry, and he's routed. And now Ney can shift down the line. He just needs to stay there. He just needs to shoot. Nice volleys. Keep them going. Keep them coming. The Marines coming out. 54 of them left. They're active. They should charge now, the Marines, while these guys aren't setting up properly. They're squaring, I think. Don't know what they're doing, actually. Orange lining. Austrians here. And they're orange lining against the troops there. We're going to see generals. They're trying to get Ney, I think. We've got Austrian infantry returning as well. In goes the infantry here. He back-charged himself. I don't know if that's technically blobbing. I think it is. But he's back-charged himself. Certainly not helped out with the situation there. And now he needs to sort of like hit both these units. He's rear-charging himself again. He's going for squares. Actually changed his mind always go for. I think he's got one going after the square, one going after this infantry here. That's not so bad. And now they need to shoot the square. The 70th here just needs to shoot that square, break that. In go generals. I think Ney has gone. Yeah, Ney's broken, unfortunately. That's not great. And there you go. That's the young guard broken. I think if they defended Ney a little bit better, he would. I think he just kept it mounted. I don't know why they dismounted him. Whether he was taking casualties, I don't know. The Marines are going to fall back now, I think, as are the remaining troops here. And there you go. Marines break. Actually, that's just devastating. And look at that. Looked like France was about to win it. They had the Austrian sandwich, and they have managed to break the sandwich just about. Were they a little bit too aggressive from the young guard? I don't know. I did say he maybe should go into melee. You should break him, get him done. He's kind of in a race because that other infantry is coming in behind him to sandwich him again. But he certainly should have protected Ney better. He should have been mounted and he should have run off and joined with Victor and MacDonald, who'd been safe over there for a little while. Yeah, instead, no, he didn't. And now he paid the price, and that is France pretty much defeated. I think, yeah, they've taken a. Oh, no, there's generals being killed. I think there's a general versus general fight over here. Oh, that's a Austrian general killed. He's killed by Victor Perrin. Nice. He's going to charge in, I think, against another general who should get routed there. Yeah, he's getting routed by gunfire. And then I think it's just this building over here. So the artillery crew shifted from that building over there, and it's come over to this one to occupy this. So actually, at one point, France occupied all three of the points that they needed. So if the battle's to end now and then, France would win, but France is not going to win, because the Austrians are going to win this one by a hair's breadth. They've literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units left, I think that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units left. Insane, 7 units left. Very, very close, that is for sure. Building lost, yeah, general killed. But yeah, really, really close fight. I think it could have been massively changed if we did a better executed cavalry charge. I think Ledoux, if he was supported a little bit better, been better. The guard, maybe if I hadn't spent it so much, maybe been a little less aggressive, could have been a big difference. And then again, if we hadn't lost the artillery from Victor, it could have been a whole different conversation as well. But yeah, lots of ifs and buts. But in the end, it did not matter. The French are not going to win like they did in history at Montereau. and instead of a much smaller Austrian and Berenberg rearguard is going to be victorious here today. And hopefully the end results are on your screen for you to have a look and enjoy. I did pretty well. I think I got like 1,400 kills, something like that, which is about the same as what the player did for the young guard, and he was in the game the entirety, which shows how good my men did. I would say for like I was out of the game for at least a good, I'd say half of that, and I got similar kills as some of the players that were in it for the full game, which shows. I mean, I had the most elite army I should be, but yeah, 210 kills with Fusilier Grenadiers there in that building. They locked it down. 192 kills for the second E Grenadiers, outscoring the Grognards. Ledoux, even though I feel like I did not use him that well, and he died. I'd say not too high, but like 89 out of 144. That's quite high for him to rout, to be honest. But 115 kills. The Invincibles did pretty well. 141 kills to prove themselves to be invincible. Grognards 89, 99. Definitely feel like I didn't use them as well. They got charged by Cavalry a little bit, and also maybe overused, so they got exhausted. But there are the rest of my kills if you want to have a look at them. Certainly my second E Chasseurs having a real rough day of it, that's for sure. They did not do that great. But there you go, guys. That is today's NTW3 historical battle. If you did enjoy the Battle of Montereau and need more Napoleon in your life, do check out some of the videos appearing on your screen now. Should be some more glorious 1814 and historical battles for you to enjoy. But yeah, thank you for watching if you've got this far in the video, and thank you for all your support. And I'll see you folks in the next one. Bye for now.